Doing Time with Deputy Mike.
All right, welcome back to Doing Time with Deputy Mike. I am Mike, and today I have some young ladies from Education and Family Service. So, if we could go ahead and go right into interrogation time.
Interrogation time.
So, if you want to say hello and tell us who you are.
Hi, I'm McKenzee Fox.
Hi, I'm Gabi Trobek.
Hi, I'm Kailey Peyton.
Welcome to Doing Time.
Thank you.
If we can move on into the booking.
The booking.
So, today we're going to talk about scary things and nightmares, I guess.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, it's Halloween next.
Next week,
Next
Monday.
Monday.
Monday is
Yep.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Well, let's say Friday.
Why does everything always happen on a Monday?
At least it's not Friday.
I like
I'd rather it be a
Fridays.
Friday.
Yeah, I'd rather be a Friday.
Trick or treating was best on the weekends.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Because then you could stay up all night and eat candy. It didn't matter.
Don't need to attack.
So, anyways, you want to start? You have any nightmares or anything?
Not really.
No one has nightmares. No one has nightmares.
You guys have
No, I mean we have nightmares. It's just like
Yeah.
they're not scary.
Traumatizing events.
Oh God.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
I have nightmares, but none that like.
See, I actually like nightmares.
So do I.
You enjoy having nightmares?
And it's really weird.
I
Like
really
night,
do.
wait. Do you have like nightmares or like night terrors?
I don't go around screaming. I don't have night terrors.
It's really weird because like my nightmares, they're not even scary. They're just kind of like I wake up laughing because it's just stupid. Like it was supposed to be scary, but it's not.
Okay.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
The only nightmares that have bothered me. Well, I have one from my young childhood that I still remember today, which I'm not going to talk about that.
Oh, okay. Is it too
Ooh.
deep?
Kind of deep. But it's like nightmares that I've had like where like I've lost one of my boys. Those are like to me.
Yeah, those were like
scary
very.
Those are the
so
scary
Oh yeah,
ones.
I've had those
Scary.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
I
too.
wake up like.
But the ones where you're like being chased through the woods don't bother me. They're it's
Really?
just
No,
like,
I actually like those because I
I've
want
never
to finish
had
it in
those
like.
before.
But then I wake up
Yeah.
halfway through and I'm like, dude, what the heck? Why can't I go back?
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of want to see what happens to me. I want to see if I get like murdered. I feel like it'd be really fun.
Yeah, just like with a chainsaw.
I actually have. I've
Beheaded.
actually died in 2 dreams.
Really?
Yes.
See, I always wake up before I die.
Yeah, me too. I thought
I
you
just
were.
That's
wanna know what
usually how it's
happened.
supposed to
I
happen.
just want
Well-
to know like what happens, like how.
The one I was 16 and I had on my Mustang. I had a Mustang.
Okay.
Like in your dream or like in
No,
real life?
it was me and my Mustang. I owned a Mustang.
In real life, but he was also
Yeah.
16 in the dream.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was
I
16
didn't know like
years
if
old.
he was
All
like
right.
here and he was
All
like
right,
dreaming
listen.
that he was 16.
You know how you have a dream, it's always in recent time.
I was 16 years old,
Okay.
and at this time period, I did own a Mustang.
Okay.
And in my dream, in front of my best friend's house, well, one of my best friends, I crashed in like his field, and actually my car was rolling, and it was weird. I actually watched myself get ejected out of the car and crushed. And then next thing I know, I'm standing on the road like this is serious how it went. It's like, hey, stop, rewind. This is how it's supposed to happen. And everything went zip, and then and I just wrecked and I was fine.
That's so
But
scary.
here's the crazy thing. Late that next week on Friday, coming home from football, we were hit right in front of his driveway and pushed into his, and my car was totaled out.
Oh man, that's.
Wow.
One of the other players fell asleep behind us. It was, I forget who we played, but it was like a real long trip. And in fact, his name was Mike also, fell asleep, smashed into us, and pushed us right into his driveway.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And that was the end of my Mustang, by the way.
Poor
Aw,
poor Mustang.
Yep. So, Anybody? That's like you're telling me you guys don't have any good nightmares?
No, okay.
No, they're
I
all lame.
Yeah, well, there was this one where, like, I was home alone, okay? And, well, in my dream, I was home alone, obviously. And, so, you know, it was just let me put into perspective for you. It was the month of October, okay? And it was late at night, so it was pitch dark. And I was sitting on my couch watching some good old television, and I was already scared to be home alone. And so I was kind of, like, you know, freaking out a little bit. And in my little dream, there was a guy standing outside of my driveway.
You
but
like scary movies.
no, but he was just like standing there, and I like looked outside, and he just like was just staring at me. Like he didn't like move or
Do you
anything.
remember his face or anything?
It was really ugly.
Wow. Wow.
But I mean, you could still picture his
Yeah,
face.
no, I can still picture it. And then I like went to go call my mom, and I was like, "Girl, there is somebody standing in the driveway." And she's like, "Well, is he doing anything?" And I was like, "No." And then when I came back, he was gone. And then he was in my backyard. He like teleported mega
So-
fast.
Was you watching Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees prior
That's-
to this? But anymore, they all like that. It's like
I know. But that's like the only story I mean like I don't
That's-
know.
Like that was
pretty
a
s-
dream,
that's-
or did that
that's
actually
No,
happen?
it
That
was
would
just a
be
dream,
scary.
Oh,
silly
okay, I
goose.
was-
That's one of her nightmares.
I was so confused.
Yeah. And I like almost got like kidnapped or whatever. So
My nightmares are really weird.
Did he wake
Yeah,
you?
so am
Did he
I.
get in the house?
no, he didn't get in the house. I woke up before it happened because I was like sweating. And
Profusely.
Profusely sweating. I woke up like after just like I came out of the shower.
Those are okay, but
Oh.
don't get me wrong. I like a normal night's sleep, but my favorite thing are the naps after school, where you go to bed and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna sleep for like an hour and a
Like
half,
3
and then
hours
you wake
later.
up 5 hours later sweating. You
And
need
you're like,
water.
What day?
They're the
even
best
is
naps,
it?
and they're the best naps to have nightmares with too, because
Yeah.
you wake up and
Yeah.
you're like, wow,
What just
refreshed.
happened?
You're like, wow,
Wow, are you
refreshed.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Ready to start the day.
And then I sleep again later, so
You
why
just
not?
go back to sleep.
So you were about to tell us about your crazy, scary nightmares.
Oh no, my nightmares are just weird. Like the one, I believe I was like 7 years old, and we had just moved into my new house in Cortland, and we were sitting there. I was sleeping in my bed, and I woke up to like nobody there, and then I somehow like. Do you ever have dreams where it like teleports time?
Mm-hmm.
Or like teleports different places. I had a dream that I somehow woke up in the middle of the woods behind my dad's house and was being chased by an old lady with a hair pick, and she stabbed me in the back with a hair pick.
Wow, that
I
hair
don't
pick.
know how it happened, but it happened. I woke up. I've never touched a hair pick ever since.
You know, the dreams are
traumatized
weird.
me.
Like 1 minute you're here, and all of a sudden you're like somewhere else.
But like it was really weird because I woke up in my dream. I woke up at my mom's house all by myself. Nobody was there at 7 years old.
You sure this was a dream?
Yes, it was a dream.
Yeah, I would say this
promise.
sounds
I
kind of
promise it was a
realistic.
dream. I promise it was a dream. And then I woke up in the woods behind my dad's house and was chased by an old lady with a hair pick, and I've never touched a hair pick since.
Did you notice that you had scars though on the back?
No. What? No. No.
Only like actual experience I've ever had was like this one time, like we all left the house, and you know we shut everything off, all the TVs, all the lights off, and then we came home and it was really late at night, and every single light in our basement was on.
That's happened to me too.
All of our lights
But
in
it
our
was like
basement.
every light in
Actually,
my living
sounds
room
like your
and
house was
downstairs.
haunted.
Like the lights
Really?
flicker. It's so creepy.
Yeah, and then like
Or yeah.
I
Like, the
believe my
door
mom's
shut.
house is
Ooh.
haunted because we'll be sitting in our living room with our light turned all the way up in our living room, and nobody will move. We'll just be sitting there watching TV, and the light will just start flickering on and off, like for no reason.
yeah.
And like we've
Yeah,
looked at the
seriously.
wires
Flickering
and
or
stuff.
actually turning itself on? and
No,
off?
like turning itself on and off. And like me and my mom, we've like looked in the walls and stuff, looked at the wires and stuff. There's no like short circuit or anything. It's just
I'll come over
flickering
and
on and
ghost hunt it for you.
you want to?
Yeah.
I'll tell my mom, Deputy Mike's gonna come ghost hunt for us.
Have you
I
ever
would-
been? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Have you ever been like in the basement, like by yourself, and like you hear someone walking upstairs, and I
Yes.
called my mom one time, and I was like, Mom, I was like, I'm hiding in the basement. I think someone's home. And she's like, Kailey, no one's home. It's just you. And I'm like, she's like, it's just the house creaking. And I'm like, no, it's not.
No, I
And
hate
like,
that
like
too.
You know
My
what? You
It
could,
sounded like
favorite-
someone was stomping
you
upstairs.
could tell the difference between a house settling, because I mean, eventually you know your house.
Right. I
And,
know the
Yeah.
and
creaks
houses
in the
do
floors.
settle,
Like,
they do creak, they do crazy things, but there's a difference between going
Yeah,
across
and-
your
and-
floor.
and
just
like when
the
you hear
casual
someone
crap.
running up and
Just-
down the stairs, like that's a very distinct sound. Like
Yes.
you can't just misplace it.
My favorite, like, memory from, like, it wasn't a nightmare, but it was a scary thing
Oh, I'm
that
gonna
happened
have
in
a
my
favorite
house.
memory of that.
Yeah.
So your house is haunted too.
Oh,
So
I get some weird stories with my house.
we were, it was literally like 3 months after we had moved into my house, and I literally had never gone down into my basement before. I absolutely refused to. It was terrifying to me. I didn't like it. So my mom asked me to go downstairs and get her something from the basement, and I was like, okay, yeah, I guess. I am that person that I will walk downstairs into the basement, do whatever I have to do, and take off running
Yes,
up
Yes.
the
I
steps because I'm
still-
terrified
I
that
still do
somebody's going
it.
to come after me.
Still do it.
Well, my brother decided to hide in our basement.
Oh my gosh.
Nathan decided to hide in our basement and scared me as I was running up the steps. I ran upstairs and closed his fingers in the door.
Oh,
Ouch.
Nightmare.
I guess he.
Well, scary stuff too. So if you want to talk about your ghost experiences, that's fine. Also, I
Go
mean,
right along ahead.
yeah,
Yep.
Gabby, tell us
My
all about
okay.
it.
This is like still something that I like am concerned about to this day, and I still feel like I'm just a crazy person. But I'll explain anyways. So, basically, ever since I was like 6 years old, like my house is really small, okay, and our bathroom has 2 doors. So like, one like leads into the hallway, and then one leads into the kitchen. And so yeah, I know, cool,
That's
right?
so weird.
So basically, the one that leads into the hallway like leads into my room, and so whenever I would go to my room,
wait, it's only cool
Yeah.
unless you make it stinky. And so what's in the kitchen?
what?
No, Mike. Keep going.
And so
Continue, Gabby.
wow, you're just so funny. Anyways, so I would always, I would always run from my living room to my room because I'd have to run down the hallway, and every single time I would run past there, I would like look from the corner of my eye into my bathroom, and I would always see a black shadow standing at my sink, and I still see it to this day. I don't see it. I don't
Still?
see it if no. Yes, still to this day, but I don't see it if I walk slow. I only see it if I'm running.
Running
if
fast.
I'm running fast, and if I look like out of the corner of my eye.
So,
I
like,
it's
you're,
a
like,
shadow
scared.
person.
Yeah, it's like a really tall black shadow just standing in front of my sink, just staring.
Dude,
Oh,
that's,
those are so creepy.
that's
No.
creepy.
Like
You got-
I still
you
see
got-
it.
That's
You got demons in your
Yeah, you
house.
got-
And so when I was younger and I told my mom about this, she used to just tell me it was like a guardian angel watching over me to like make me
What?
A
feel
black
safe.
shadow
What?
guardian angel,
And I was
Mom.
like, tell me how that's a guardian angel. It is a tall black shadow. All like
that's
that is not a guardian angel, but that's still something I see to this day. So it's
well. What else happens in your house?
well well we have cats, so like our TV turns on by itself all the time, and so we're like maybe the cats just step on the remotes, you know. But no, it's like lights that turn on by themselves too. So
Dude, I'm going to her house.
Yes.
that's like really those are really some of the only things. But I also feel like I can feel such like presence with me even when I'm home alone. Like I feel like there's just somebody watching me. So I'm always on FaceTime with somebody because I feel like I'm never home alone.
So has anyone? All right, you're FaceTiming.
Mhm.
Has anyone ever caught a shadow behind you?
Oh my goodness, no, that'd be absolutely terrifying.
Well, like when you're FaceTiming, you need to have somebody like
I
really pay
should.
attention to what's behind
Yeah,
you.
I should do that because I've always felt like there's been something in my house.
Because that's when you'll probably see something.
Probably. But I tell my mom, and she's like, "Girl,
And
you're
then you'll finally be
crazy."
told that you're not crazy anymore.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll be.
oh, wow.
I'll be told I've actually been living with a demon my entire life.
I wouldn't say that. That's some bad juju there.
Yep.
I feel like you should share a story because I know you've gone ghost hunting.
What would you like me to share?
Tell us,
Anything.
tell us the story of the first time you've ever gone ghost hunting.
Yeah, I think that's a good
Like,
place.
does
to start.
your house do creepy stuff like that?
Oh man, when we moved into my house, well, all right. I can't believe I'm saying it. There is one place everyone always wants to know. There's one house that scares me. There is a house that
There's
actually,
a house
I'm
that actually
afraid
scares you. Okay, that's
Yes.
saying a lot.
And I lived in that house. It's still standing on the west side of Warren. And in fact, all my friends out there from Matthews and everyone that's been there, share stories with you. Anyone that's been in the house has had something happen to them. So I won't go in the house by myself.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. That's just a recipe for disaster.
I wouldn't go.
That's
in that house,
asking for
period.
it. Like I want to
No.
go near it.
Talking about the basement.
Uh-huh.
The basement in that house is weird because all the houses over there they're old, but they were low, very low ceilings, and a lot of them I don't know why they're split. Like you had this side and that side, and it was weird because this side was okay, that side was not okay, and everybody will tell you the same thing. Um, I've seen shadows, I've seen red eyes.
Where is
Um,
this house located?
We've had we recorded this. We were teenagers. We left an old tape recorder recording and came back, took the tape, and we listened to it. And it was funny because it was boring. We were like bored, and we were about to turn it off, and all of a sudden you heard like this growling, and then because like the attic was actually like a long bedroom. And you could hear somebody above walking back. Nobody was in the house. I mean, my dad, my mom, my parents were divorced. My dad had the house, but he always was over in Solon at the time when he was before he married my stepmom. But even then, he still they moved to Solon, and he couldn't even sell the house. My dad tried giving the house away,
Oh my goodness.
like literally giving the house away. It was funny when my parents got divorced. The first thing out of my mom's mouth was, "The Hamilton house is yours. I want nothing with it." I mean, seriously, it was like this kind of house this was.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want it. And it took my dad. They got divorced. I was 12. I was like, I can't believe I'm about to say this. I was in my 40s when my dad finally sold the house.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, and it wasn't really sold. I think they gave it to the guy pretty much. In fact, this one guy, my dad got contacted by Warren City, and they were going to charge him fines for not maintaining his property. And he's like, "What are you talking about? I don't live there." Because I rent it. It was actually what do you call that? I can't think right now. When you're selling it, but like
A lease?
Was it like a rent to buy type thing?
yeah, but the guy owned $100 on it. That was it.
Oh wow.
And they're like, nobody lives in the house. The house has been vacated for like a month. My dad's like, "Oh, that's impossible. The guy only owns $100, but it's living there for a couple of years."
Ugh.
Sure enough, tried getting a hold of the guy. Couldn't make contacts. They had to go over there. Found the house opened, and found the guy's prop. The guy left. The garage was full of tools, a car. He went in the
that's so
house.
Are you sure he left, or was he
Oh.
taken
Yeah,
by the
like
people
was
in
he
the
like
no,
basement?
listen.
murdered like in the floorboards?
Went in. He left all of his stuff. The house was fully furnished. Stuff was in the house. No, he tracked him down. He was living in Bezetta. And Dad's like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
He goes, "I don't want the house." And he's like, "Why?" The guy says, "I don't want it." He goes, I'll sign it over to you right now. I don't even want the $100 that you owe." He goes, "I told you I don't want it." And he slapped the door. My dad's like, "Well, what about your stuff?" He goes, "I don't want that either."
It's been touched by the demons. I don't want it.
So what happened to that guy? We don't know.
You still don't know what happened to him?
Well, they found him.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
He just didn't want to be in the house
I don't
anymore.
know.
But,
He
like,
just fled. Like he left.
Yeah.
Something had to have happened.
We don't know.
Hmm.
I know one night I was there by myself.
Bold.
My cousins would stay.
Bold.
My cousins always stayed with me. Like I'd come up. I lived in Zanesville, but it was great. I mean, teenager. We had our own house, fully stocked with food and everything else. But so we would stay over there. We had cable. But my cousins wouldn't come, so I went. I went there
By yourself.
by myself.
Dumb idea.
1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why. 1 o'clock in the morning.
1 o'clock in the morning.
When things would happen.
I'll be in bed by 1 o'clock in the morning.
At least it wasn't.
I'm in bed by
3
10.
a.m.
Okay.
Well,
Like,
Well,
I'm
the crazy
not.
thing is, like, if there was a street. I mean, this is Warren City.
Mhm.
but there's a street light. If the street light went out outside for some reason,
Yeah.
the street light would go,
Mhm.
and that would like kick it off. I was like the kickoff. It's like, oh, here we go, ghost time, and place
Bless
would
you.
go crazy. But we all heard like somebody on the front porch. Nobody was on the front porch. I mean,
So
well,
just a bunch of ghosts running
I don't
around.
know. I hated the attic. My brother and I was up in the attic. Uh, the thing up there, and every night you'd hear someone come up the stairs.
Oh my
And
goodness.
then there was a landing, and then there was like 3 more steps, and then you go, and there's nothing there. And then you hear it go back down. And it did it like, I don't know, like 5, 6 times a night.
That's terrifying.
That
It
is really
was.
scary.
Mhm.
So that's the one house you won't go to by yourself.
No. I left that house. I left that house wide open.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Well, I told you I was there by myself.
1:00 in the morning.
I started hearing like movement upstairs. I called my cousins, like, come on, dude, come out. Come, It's like, no, I'm not coming. So I'm on the phone. I don't know why he put my uncle on the phone. He's like,
Uh-oh.
well, just come out here.
I
Well,
did something. My mic cut out because I hit it with my foot.
is it back?
No.
Can you hear your things?
We can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
We can
Okay.
hear you.
Then it's okay.
You can't hear us.
You're so
No, I still
silly.
can.
All right.
Okay, then everything's back to
nothing's
normal,
wrong.
Gabby.
No, like I can't like hear in here.
Oh, all right.
Oh, then you can hear us out here. Okay.
But
now it's okay.
something like came falling down the stairs, like, because there was like a bedroom, and then you had to go through that bedroom to go up to the attic.
If you say it was a decapitated head, I'm gonna.
I
lose
don't
my
know what it
mind.
was. I shut the door, and the whole time I was on the phone with my uncle, something was opening the door, so I was like fighting with something to get the door shut. And then finally he's like, just get out of here. So I dropped the phone, let go of the door, and ran out the door.
Oh,
Came back the next day, and I don't know, everything was still there.
that is so creepy.
Nobody
I would
touched
cry.
anything.
I would be peeing my pants,
Yes.
crying, running out so fast.
Agreed.
God, yeah, that's a crazy house.
Yeah.
So that is the thing. That's the only thing I'm ever actually afraid of in life.
Yeah, I
is
don't blame you. I don't think I'd want to go
that
there
house.
anymore either.
I think maybe that's why I go to all these haunted houses and stuff. But I think that's why I am interested in ghost stuff, because
I mean,
course
you
I
grew
had-
up.
It
yeah.
sparked an interest.
I have questions. It's like
It
okay.
sparked an interest for you.
Yep. But that's my big ghost story. You wanted it, there it is.
Jeez, all of our stories sound so lame compared to
Yeah,
yours.
compared to
Yes.
that one.
Oh, y'all have some, so let's hear it. Well, your ghost dude, your shadow guy is kind of actually creepy.
Yeah, I still don't know what that is.
A shadow person. But
Yeah,
what's
Scary.
he want? That's the question.
that's my question, too.
Like you,
Like-
is it just
Well,
you,
when
or
you
does your
started
parents
telling
see
me
it
about your
too?
lights and stuff, it makes me think of the Hamilton house. I mean, that would be what
Well, because
happened.
nobody else sees it besides me, so it's like, why am I the only person that sees
Oh,
it?
that's, I don't know. That's something else.
Are you paranorman?
I don't know.
What's that?
That it's an old like Halloween movie. The kid
Oh.
could see dead people, but nobody else could.
The Sixth Sense?
No, paranorman. It was a kids movie. That's why.
Paranormal.
He could see dead people. He saw his dead grandma and everything else.
I would be so sad.
His
for
That
parents.
is
He
so
tried
scary.
telling his parents. His parents didn't believe him until he kept going back in time to like the 1960s in the town, where there were like pilgrims and everything there. I don't know. The timeline's so weird, but it was a good movie. He saw dead people, and then in the end, everybody saw dead people. It was terrifying.
That is really scary.
How old is your house? Do you know?
Jeez. We actually got a letter from the lady who first lived in the house. So it can't be that old. Like the lady who lived in the house like first, like when it first got built, she sent us a letter.
Well, my house is actually 2 months older than me. It was built in the 60s.
My house was made in 1982.
Yeah, probably.
But, you
In
know,
the
here's the thing,
late
too.
19.
I mean, just because it might not be an old thing, it's like what was on your property.
Yeah, well, she sent us pictures too, and it was just a lot of field.
and who lived on that field prior. I mean, because you got to remember, like, through this area, Indians were everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
this was a huge Indian race. My grandfather, like, over on Ridge Road,
Mhm.
because they had a big garden, and plowing every year. I had hundreds of arrowheads. You start working in the garden, bam, there's another arrowhead.
Whoa.
I mean, the area is full, so you don't know. Like, we have Indian burial grounds around here.
Yeah, I just want to see if I can find that envelope again. It was a big envelope with a ton of pictures, and then she wrote us a note. But
What was the note about? Her ghost friends?
no, the note was just saying how this was like her first house she ever lived in, and then she just like sent us pictures of it being built and stuff.
Did she live there
Like,
by
why?
herself?
No, she had a husband.
You
Where
know,
the husband at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
why?
too bad you couldn't
It
find
was
her
her
and
hus-
ask
her
her
and
if
her
it was
husband.
haunted.
I
feel
know,
like
that'd be
that's,
really
like,
cool.
If you
weird
find
to
that
ask
envelope, I'm
someone,
sure you'd
though.
be able to find
Like
her.
you just go.
Probably.
Was your house
You know,
haunted?
back in the day, it was weird because you didn't talk about ghosts or anything like
Yeah.
that. But now it's like,
Well, it depends on how far back in the day you went, because like the Salem witch trials and stuff, they killed people over that, like
Mhm.
the 1800s.
I'm talking about like
1960-ish.
50. I mean, people, stuff happened, but nobody.
Mike's
talked
whole
about it.
childhood.
50s.
The 60s. Come on now. You act like I'm
The
old.
50s. No, I'm not talking
I
about
wasn't
the 60s.
even
I'm
born in the
talking
50s.
about
What are you
50s.
talking
She's
about?
just going back decade by decade.
Yeah.
Man.
Gosh.
When were you born? The late 60s or early 70s?
Early 70s, 80s.
You were definitely born late 60s. Shut your mouth.
Well, all right. So right now, are we? Oh no, we're not going to break for a commercial. It's time to move on to embarrassing stories,
Embarrassing story.
moments. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm not going first.
That's embarrassing.
I don't know what happened.
Go ahead.
Me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do embarrassing stuff all the time.
She does.
Always.
The embarrassing stuff. So go ahead, share one with us.
I don't know. Like, I can't. I don't know. I just. It's like I'm on the spot. You know. I just.
On the spot.
All right. Should we give
All right.
Mackenzie? Can you?
Go ahead,
Can you think
Mackenzie.
of
Tell us
anything?
you think about one of
You
yours.
want me to tell you an embarrassing story about me?
Yeah.
Oh.
See, it's
Well,
hard.
The only thing I really got is like flipping over a rocking chair and busting my head open. That's the only thing I can really tell you about.
What?
Well, let's hear it.
So I believe I was 5 or 6. Me and my mom and my brother were all at my grandparents' house. My grandma used to have this really old rocking chair that her grandma used to have.
Which was haunted.
Probably. Her house does
Rocked
a
on its
whole bunch
own.
of freaky stuff. So I, being 5 or 6-year-old little me and annoying and stupid, whatever, like to stand up on this rocking chair and rock back and forth while standing, like I was on a surfboard. For some reason, don't know why. Well, my grandma came in and she was like, Mackenzie, stop. You're going to flip it. You're going to get hurt. Whatever. I was like, whatever, Grandma. I'm fine. I'm doing it. Let's go. And not even 2 minutes after she said that, I flipped it, smacked my head off the corner of the wall, and was bleeding out of the back of my head. My mom
Ow.
picked me up off the floor and put, like, wet paper towels on my head. And when she picked me up, she put me on the counter. And I was sitting there and, like, literally, I didn't cry or anything. Like, 2 seconds later, she took the thing off, and I was like, can I go back and play now? Like, I'm tired of this. I don't know what you want. She was like, Mackenzie, you're bleeding from your head. We're going to take you to the hospital.
She thought the wet paper towels, they were actually dry paper towels.
Probably. It was probably soaked in my blood.
Blood.
Oh
Oh
And,
my god.
My mom was like, we're going to take you to the hospital because you might have to get stitches or staples or whatever. So they took me to St. Joe's Hospital. And when they took me to the hospital, they told me that I ripped skin off of the back of my head, and they had to put staples in my head, and I had to have staples in my head for like 3 weeks.
Jeez.
That's called a gash.
Yeah.
That's not, oh, I tore a little bit of skin off here and I'm bleeding a little.
Oh, no.
No, that's
no.
called a gash.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh my god, I
That's
keep
pretty
on
bad.
hitting it. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Anyways.
All right,
Okay.
so let's hear you.
Okay, so This just happened like last year on Easter. We were going to Easter Mass. Well, we were coming out of Easter Mass, and I couldn't remember apparently if we took my mom's car or my dad's truck to the church. Okay. And so I'm walking out. I'm a hungry girl. I'm just looking forward to Easter dinner. Okay.
Easter dinner's the best.
Yeah, so I'm walking far ahead of my family. So there's my family, and behind them there's another family, okay? And so I thought we brought my dad's truck. So I go to this truck that I thought was my dad's. And
She's hungry.
I ripped that door open. And I sat in it, and I shut the door. And then my dad is like yelling at me. He's like, "That's not our car."
She's like, "But I'm hungry."
And it was the people that were actually like right behind.
Behind you?
Yeah, and that's why the car was unlocked.
That's funny.
And they were all laughing, and I was so embarrassed.
That is funny.
I literally opened the truck. It was the exact same truck, to be fair. And I literally sat in it. Like, I didn't realize it wasn't my dad's truck for like a good 2 minutes, and I was just sitting in there.
All she's thinking about is that Easter dinner.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I was hungry. So I guess that's like one of my embarrassing stories.
That's a good story.
I have an embarrassing story about last year with me and Mike.
Me and you.
Yeah.
Oh, but go ahead.
So, my car is very unreliable. I was driving to school the one day, and this was one of these first ever happened. I was turning off of research to come into the school parking lot. And Mike's car was parked in the median in between the two roads or whatever. So I was getting ready to turn. My car was turning, and my car stopped. It stopped turning in the middle of my turn.
That's not good.
So I shut my car off, I got out, and I started talking to Mike. I was like, "Dude, I don't know what to do." It just kind of stopped moving. He was like, "You're not going to put your hazards on or anything so these people know that you're not going to move?" I was like, "I'm out of my car. It doesn't matter." So then I got back in the car, looked down, and realized that I accidentally hit my gear shift and pushed it into neutral. That's why my car wasn't turning anymore. And Mike laughed at me for a very long time for that.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
It was very embarrassing.
It's like, what are you doing?
But I did something similar when I was taking my driver's test. The very first thing I did when we turned to the parking lot, he said, "All right, put your left turn signal on." And I put my right turn signal on. And then he was like, "Your other left." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Flonk.
the other
Long.
one, other side.
So, all right, have you came up with one yet?
Let's go, Miss Kailey P.
I don't know.
Kaylee,
I
we
do
know you have
stupid
plenty of
stuff
embarrassing
all
stories.
the time. Like, I do like 100 things a day. Then I'm like, oh wait, never mind.
Oh,
Like,
tell us your latest embarrassing moment. It should be fresh in your
I feel
mind.
like
It probably was earlier,
I feel like
like
she just
when we were in
What
lab.
did you
Asks a
do
lot of
today?
silly questions.
I don't know. Like, yeah.
Kaylee just gets very up close and personal and tries to ask a lot of personal questions about
What
you
do
that
you
you should not answer.
No, like what she typically does, she's like one of those people where
She's very judgmental when she doesn't try to be. So her asking you a question is actually her being judgmental, but she doesn't realize it.
yeah, or like you will have a snack or
This is my latest embarrassing moment.
This
No.
right here.
or it'll be like, okay, so we're having French fries for lunch, right?
This is
She
my
looks at him.
favorite.
She looks at him. She goes,
Are they good?
"Are those any good?"
And
she
I'm like,
wants them.
Kaylee, do you want to try one? And she's like, yeah.
Why did you just ask for one?
Like today, I'm making a tutu, and I have no idea how to make a tutu, right? And I'm just sitting there, and this teacher comes in because Miss Chilton isn't there.
It's Mrs.
And-
Hot.
Yeah, so Mrs. Hot comes in, so she can help me and stuff. And she told me to grab the scissors, and I'm sitting there in front of her desk for 10 minutes trying to decide what the heck she's talking about because I couldn't figure out the scissors.
Scissors.
No, this happens every single day. They're just
I
Kaylee
just
moments
forget
at this point.
things.
That was always fun watching her roll in school last year. Because, well, first off, she rode with her sister.
Yes.
And they're two. It's like
They're
night
twins.
and day. No.
Yes.
No, because
They look alike, but they act completely
her
different.
sister is stone faced. And she's sitting next to her going, always with a big smile, coming out of her seat, waving. All right, so it's time to move on to shout outs.
It's shout out time.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what is that?
Oh, you give a shout out to whoever you want. Like, hello.
Hey, Miss Peggy, Miss Chilton. Want to give you a shout out for being the coolest program teachers ever.
And letting us come up and do Big Mike's podcast.
Yes.
And just, just letting us go.
There's my shout out.
Wow.
Truly inspiring.
Give a shout out to all of our preschool students, actually.
All of our preschool students, thanks for never listening. We love you so much.
You're all angels.
Shout out to our program in general, just like the kids in our program, because we wouldn't be able to do preschool without you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Deputy Mike for having us on the podcast
Yeah, shout out to
today.
Deputy Mike
Yeah,
for having
shout out
us
to
today.
Deputy Mi- and the media people.
The
for-
multimedia people.
multimedia
Well,
Multimedia
yes,
people.
I have a shout out. I have a shout out to we got the crew in the back.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That's the
crew.
they're the posse, by the way. Yep. Thank you guys.
Thank
Shout out
you.
to all my crew members. You guys rock. Yeah, there they are. There they are. Yay!
You're doing great.
She's on the floor.
Yes. Yes. He's doing great too.
All right, so that's going to be wrapping us up.
All
It-
right.
I can't read my thing, so I'm just going to say peace out for now.
Yeah.